Hello, this is Osiris USA with the Thrifty Gamer, and today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of Wolfteam. This is a first-person online free-to-play game. So, the first screen that you're going to see here after you log in is the server list. As you can see, there's several different regional type servers. There's also, this one is called Boot Camp. This is kind of for new players. The population is very low in all of these. There's Clan Battle, where if you are part of a clan, you can go in there and battle against other clans. As you can see, most people right now at this time are in Pac West and Rocky Mountain, so we'll go into one of those. Now, this is the match menu. As you can see, there are lots of rooms and matches going on. We're going to show you some of that here in a minute. First thing that I am going to show you here is some of this stuff up here. So there is a tutorial mode, which I have completed here. What this is just a couple short missions to kind of familiarize yourself with the game mechanics and things like that. So that's a nice addition there. We've got a help menu, some settings, not a whole lot of graphics settings, enough that you can kind of get what you want out of the way it looks. We've got control settings, sound. This is kind of your in-game settings, message macros, color of the crosshair, and this is power user settings. These are for use if you have purchased the power user package, which I have not. So this here allows you to post to YouTube or Facebook, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how useful that could actually be, but it's there. This is your profile. Got your call sign, the class that you currently are, your rank, pretty much. Stuff like that. Just some a basic rundown of what you have. Got some mail ability there. I don't have any now. These are gifts. There's several ways you can receive gifts. One is from other players. You will actually get a few gifts when you first join, like I have here. These are just guns to use for a limited duration. As you can see, this is good for 15 days. So look at this other one. I think I might pick up one of these, and I think I'm going to go with this one. You can go ahead and use that. This next one is about squad-based stuff called prides. As you can see, you can create a pride or search for a pride. I don't really wish to do either at this time. We'll go into the next one. This is, I think I'm in the inventory. Should be. Oh no, I am currently in the shop. So you can come in here, and as you can see, there's lots of different weapons and things in here that you can buy. Let's look at this one, for example. It gives you some stats down here. It also gives you a price. These wolf coins are what you're going to be buying from Ariea Games, who does this game, in order to purchase certain things. This WP, I believe, stands for Wolf Points, and I think you can earn those once a week in game. So that's kind of nifty that you can have that ability there. Now let's go over into the inventory. There's also another shop here. Before I get into the inventory, I want to talk about this. This particular shop, this AP is also bought from Ariea Games. Those are Ariea points. But as you can see, there are some other things go with primary weapons here, that you can buy with gold, which you earn in-game. So if I say I want to buy this, it'll bring up this menu here. Now, in order to buy these guns permanently or for 180 days, you have to use the Ariea points, which I do not have any of at this time. But you can buy them for certain time periods using your in-game currency. So that's kind of neat. The problem I have with this is that it takes a ridiculous amount of in-game currency to actually pay for this. So it will take you quite a while to be able to purchase anything, and then it's only good for so many days. So that's kind of a downfall to that, but it's nice that you can actually do it with things that you earn in-game. So we're not going to buy that. Now I'm going to go over to the inventory. We'll show you some of this. Now, when you get into the game, you actually have 4 or 5 loadouts, depending on whether or not heavy weapons are being allowed in that particular match. Heavy weapon is just going to be a mobile turret that you can pack around and set down. And that kind of is just automatic. There's one heavy weapon and it's a turret. So this is your standard setup. You can switch this stuff out. This is kind of what they give you to start off with, and I don't think it's too unreasonable. You can also switch over to powers if you have any wolf powers. And I should note in here that in this game you can either play as a human or you can transform into a wolf depending on the game type. You're kind of this werewolf looking critter, and it's kind of interesting, adds a different mechanic to this game. So as you can see, I've got some limited time powers that I can use here. Let's load that in. See if we can load that in a different slot. You also have these tattoos. They give you some different stat bonuses. Go ahead and load in a tattoo. Display scratch gives you a couple bonuses on your attack. Doesn't look like I can actually load that in. What about this? Power pack. Gives me some bonuses here. Load that in. Let's see if we can throw another tattoo on. There we go. Now, as you go through these loadouts, you can actually change the things in each loadout. When you start out, you have 0 weapon points. So weapon points are what you're going to use to change your loadout. So when you start, this standard setup here, if you choose this, it gives you plus 50 weapon points. And then, as you can see, this particular setup will cost me 130 weapon points. This one will cost me 390 weapon points. This one will cost me 155 weapon points. So what that's going to do is subtract from my total of weapon points. And you can earn these through getting kills in the game and, you know, kill streaks and certain things like that, so you actually can amass more weapon points in a single round than just the 50 that you get from starting off with your standard loadout. So what I'm going to do is actually change this weapon set. I don't particularly care for that gun, so I'm going to take this new gun that we got in my gift box. As you can see, you can kind of compare stats here to what the stats will be. I like this one because it's got good range, so I'm going to choose that on this particular loadout. So what we do is click use, and I'll just swap it right out into this weapon set here. I don't find that I use the pistols or the knives very much, so I don't really mess around with that, and at the moment I have a total of 2 different choices there, so it's not a big deal. Now that I have kind of showed you that stuff, let's actually show you some gameplay. I think I'm going to show you how to create a game here first. So you can create a title for your room. You can password protect it if you only want your friends to come in. Just let your friends know what the password is and they can enter. You've got several different modes. Deathmatch, Conquest, this is waypoint, capture type. Ice Hold, it's kind of difficult. I've not really got the whole point. It seems to be a one life deathmatch style. Destruction, the point is to place a bomb. However, this is also a single kill per round style of match, which means that the bomb doesn't usually get placed. It just ends when everybody dies on one team. This is Extra Conquest and Wolf Hunt. Now in each of these, depending on the game mode, you can choose whether you want it to be all versus all, which is humans with the ability to transform versus humans with the ability to transform. You can go human versus human. Wolf versus wolf. There are also game types that are human versus wolf only. So you do have those options there. This is your choice of maps. As you can see, we've got quite a few, about a dozen to 15 maps here. You can also set one at random. Trespassing means that if somebody leaves the game, somebody else can jump in to the game and even up the teams. This is no heavy weapons. Like I said, if you leave this unchecked, there will be an option in your loadout choosing screen to pick up the turret, and you can take the turret in. Observe mode lets you go in and kind of watch the game. It's just a spectator mode. You can choose how many players you want, from 1-on-1 to 8-on-8. How many points you want to go to. You can go up to 160 kills in deathmatch mode. Time limits up to 40 minutes. And this sub mode, I'm not actually sure what that does. I've not seen what that is. Alright, so as you can see, these are all your rooms. You can kind of look. It tells you what game mode it is, what map it is, how many players are currently in the room, whether they're playing or waiting, and just the name of the room. And in the interest of time, I'm going to use this little feature here called Quick Join, which is just going to jump me into a room that is already playing, and we will just be able to jump right in. Looks like we've got 1-on-1 human versus human deathmatch. So I guess we'll go ahead and go with that. It'll be a good chance to kind of show you some stuff without having too much stuff going on. I'm sure this guy's probably going to completely own me. And I should note that I am not particularly good at this game. So there is that. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got our loadouts. This is your standard loadout. It's going to give you plus 50 weapon points. So we'll get moving here. As you can see, it's a pretty decent looking game. It's not anything ridiculously impressive as far as looks go. But it suffices. I got that guy with a grenade. So, as you can see, I killed him. He was using a basic weapon. You do have the option to drop your weapon and pick up another one. I picked up the same one there because it was the one that happened to be on the ground. But that's kind of nifty, especially if you don't have a lot of good weapons. If you happen to get a kill on somebody that has a nice weapon, then you can, drop your weapon and pick up theirs instead, which is a really nice feature. It'll give you a little boost in that respect. Let's see if we can go find this guy. We'll try and shoot him up this time instead of getting him with a grenade. I bet you he's hiding around somewhere and he's going to shoot me from behind or something like that. Like I said, I'm not particularly good at this particular game. I've played a lot of first-person shooters, but this is very, very skill-based, and I am not exactly high on the skill level. Let's try out my new gun that I just got in my gift box. That seems to be a pretty decent gun. See how it performs here. It is important to note that it is incredibly difficult to commentate and play a game at the same time, so I'm sorry if it gets a little quiet, but at least you've got something to look at while I'm playing here. So you should be kind of getting a feel for how the game mechanics work. Yeah, there you go, sneaking up behind me. Let's see what the pistol feels like here. Throw a grenade over there and see how he likes that. As you can see, I got a little power up there that said Baby Wolf. That means that I have earned a kill. That's your first kill in kill streak. And that actually adds more weapon points to your total. So that when you die and you come back, when you respawn, you can pick a different loadout from the loadout screen. Ah, got me again. So, as you can see, each of these costs a little bit different depending on what is actually in the loadout. Like this one, I actually have 2 different grenades instead of just the one. They seem to be doing pretty good with grenades. Oh, got me, one shot. Alright, looks like this match is going to take quite a while. This guy's probably not going to be very happy with me, but I am going to split out of this game. As you can see, some of your stuff will be dropped if you choose to exit the game. Lose 100 gold, 1 loss will be added to my record, all that good stuff. So I'm aware of that, and I'm going to drop the game anyway. Let's see what else we can get into here. Yeah, this is a destruction. Humans versus wolves at the war plant. Oh, it doesn't look like we're in progress anymore. It looks like we've got another player. This should go fairly quickly. If you don't get going in a timely manner in this join screen when you're choosing teams and saying that you're ready, if it sits too long, it will actually kick you out. It says that it's a server problem, but it actually kicks you. It's not the server going down or anything like that. Looks like one of our guys is taking a while to get ready. And he's dropped out. They're changing stuff around. I don't want to sit and have you looking at a screen forever, so we're going to try and get into games as quickly as possible. For some reason, looked like they hit start before my ready command actually went through, so we're going to give it a minute to actually load into the game. There we go. I believe this is destruction. As I said, this is a 1 kill per round kind of thing. As you can see up top, got 2 red and 3 blue members, and I got killed right off the bat. Thankfully, this does have a spectator mode for when you are actually in the game, and you can jump around and watch other people as they're playing. So hopefully you'll get to see some decent gameplay, since I am not particularly good at this game. It looks like I'm actually on the Wolf team, so we'll go ahead and show you some Wolf mechanics. They have this cool thing where you can kind of run along the wall. Helps you get around places pretty fast. Allows you to kind of be agile. Looks like this is actually all versus all. There's my other guy here. Let's see what he's going to do. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little better what the wolves do if he chooses to run around as a wolf a little bit. Looks like if he can kill those two guys, he may try and revive me, which is another thing that you can do. If one of your guys is downed in this mode and also in ice hold mode, you can walk up to him and revive him. It takes a minute and it leaves you open, and you will usually die unless you've kind of got a nice wide clear area. So I'm not particularly good at the wolf mechanics, so I'm going to stick with my guns here, and we'll see what we can get going on. Looks like we've got somebody up there. Let's see if we can't throw a grenade up there and see what happens. Looks like they may have already been dead. Oh. Got me again. And when you play the wolves, like I said, it's kind of hard to get the hang of playing a wolf. The mechanics are a little bit different. I may actually just show you some more of that. When you go into wolf form, your fire attacks will be just a swinging attack, and then you have this special attack here. Like I said, they tend to be a little more agile as far as that goes. And they can be incredibly hard to use. But if you learn how to use them well, they end up they can feel rather overpowered when you're playing against them, but it's, like I said, it's a skill-based game, and players that are killing you a lot in wolf form will probably have a lot more experience playing as wolves. So that's just something to be aware of. Let's see what we can do here. See if I can actually get a kill. I don't think I've got a single kill yet. Looks like somebody was glitched out there. I have not been glitched out at all. I think a lot of the problem is other people's machines are causing them to glitch like that. I haven't had any problems with this as far as servers go or anything like that. It seems to be pretty solid. It runs well and everything like that. So you shouldn't have any problems as long as you're playing on a fairly decent machine. Like I said, it's not a very taxing game as far as that goes, so you can play it on a lot of stuff, but if your machine is kind of really low end, then you may end up with some of this glitching out and lag and things like that. Now, I am bound and determined to get myself a kill before we end this. Oh, that's my guy. To the muscle. Seem to be terrible at telling who's on what team. As you can see, that player actually is using a different character model. Looks like the three of us are all using the generic model. She is using a model that you buy from the marketplace. So you will use Ariea points to buy those different models. I think there's about 5, if I remember right. As you can see, there are several different wolves. I do believe that you have to buy some of the different wolves from the marketplace as well. I think there are 4 wolf types that you can use just off the bat in the regular free-to-play stuff. So there's a fair amount of variety in what you can do without actually having to buy things from the marketplace, which is really nice. And it looks like these guys are really just ruling us. I completely missed that grenade shot. I'm a terrible, terrible player. I'm sure the other guys are complaining about me because I am playing terribly. Like I said, I'm not very good at this game, but I am doing a little bit worse than usual here. It is hard to play and talk at the same time, so if I'm talking a lot, I'm not playing well, and if I'm playing half decent, I'm not talking. So that's just kind of the way it goes, unless you can multitask very, very well. There are some guys out there that are pretty good at multitasking. They do this kind of thing all the time, so they can talk and play at the same time. I'm not very good at it. Let's see what these guys can pull off here. Oh, it looks like they killed the other one of my players that was there. And down to 1-on-1. Let's see what he's doing here. Looks like he's got a laser sight on his gun that actually improves stopping power against wolves. I'm not sure how exactly that's supposed to work. For some reason I'm getting a lot of lag right there. That's probably a problem with fraps causing my frame rate to drop a lot. We'll see if that clears up here in a second. It seems to be going very slowly. Yeah, my frame rates are dropped fairly significantly. That is a problem with running fraps and recording games. Sometimes it will cause your frame rate to drop dramatically, and it gets a little glitchy like this. So this is not a problem with the game. I think we'll probably finish this out. We've only got one more round to play on this one, and then I will just talk briefly on my opinion of the whole thing, and we'll be done with this one. See if I can actually get a kill. Well, it looks like I'm the other left, so it's 3-on-1 at this point, and my frame rate is terrible. Oh yeah, they're gonna kill me before I even see it. Yep. Okay. I wanted to finish this one out so that you can see the ending game screen. This kind of gives you stats on how many kills and deaths each player had, experience gained, gold gained, and any bonuses that they got. So, that is Wolfteam. No, it's a pretty good game. It's got some good solid mechanics to it, and you know, for what it is, it's a good game. It's good to jump in and, you know, blow an hour or two shooting some guys up. It's not something that you're going to spend hours and hours on really getting into the game. But like I said, this is one of those good free-to-play games. You can drop in, have a little fun, and then leave. And that's just the way that kind of game works. So Go check this one out. This one is from Ariea Games, like I said. You can go over to their website and download the client. And until next time, this has been Osiris USA. Good gaming.